Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jason, Zombie Collector. Seeing how everybody's doing today. Decided to hop on for a little bit, do a little live streaming. That's where my bread and butter's at. My bread and butter is doing the live streams. Get everybody all excited about me being live and in color. So I thought I'd come on here for the public, for all the likes and the comments and the support, because that's what it's all about. Now that we got the sports are over with. I should say sports have been over with for me for a while, but yeah, what up? Got me at old whack job. You better believe it. You got to give the people what they want. You know what I'm saying? You got to give people what they want. So I'm gonna do a little chit chat with you all today. We can get some people in here. We can do some conversation, some chit chat. Got some topics maybe we can talk about. I got some packs I'm gonna open. Some 1989 Donruss. Trying to get that trout rookie. So I'm gonna go trout fishing. If I can get me a trout rookie, that's gonna be so sweet. So I'll do that here in a minute. I'm gonna, like I said, wait just a couple minutes and see. 8 o'clock. We'll see if we get some people in here, and if not, I'll still just have fun doing what I do for the, like I said, for the people in the community. So, what do you all got going on today? Anything happening in your neck of the woods in this post-coronavirus world we live in? We got anything happening? I got me some Sylvester Stallone tunes playing in the background from some of his greatest hits from his different movies. So we'll see. I don't know where this one's even from. I never even heard of this song, so this must be one of his lesser known films. So we will see how everything shakes out. Got to get my packs ready to go. So I'm gonna go trout fishing. Pull me a trouty. Now the likelihood of pulling a trout's pretty low in this product, but the chances of catching a bass is a lot higher. Now I might be able to pull out a bass more than I can get a trout, but I'm going to still try to do some little trout fishing. So I might get a bass. We'll see. But I'm holding out hope that I'm going to be able to pull a Mike Trout update 175 or whatever that is out of this product. I'm going to try to give the old college try, and we'll see what happens. Now, if I hit one, I'll split it with everybody in the YouTube community when I sell it. I'll split it with everybody. So we'll see. Yeah, Patrick Swayze. Yeah, we got some Roadhouse next. I'm not gonna play any music from Ghost because I don't know if that's appropriate for all of us sweaty dudes. What am I saying? Sweaty? Are we all gonna get sweaty tonight? I hope not. At least not with each other. But we won't do any Ghost soundtrack because that'd be kind of weird. I will say I'm okay with some Dirty Dancing, surprisingly, but that's more like 60s music, and I kind of dig the 60s love anthems more. But I definitely like Roadhouse for sure. Roadhouse and what Next of Kin. I think that was one of his movies also. So yeah, we'll definitely do one of those. Let's see what's up next on the Sylvester Stallone hour. Well, after this flipping commercial. The sleeping commercial. Oh, this I already know. I just had to hear that first part. That's from Over the Top. Love Over the Top. Man, Over the Top is such an underrated Canon Films gem. It's the film that put Canon under. They paid so much money to Stallone that they went out of business essentially after they did that. Yes, dude, it is. Over the Top is a classic, man. I know I've shared this before with people on here, I'm sure, but when I was a kid, that movie came out like when I was like 12 years old or something, like basically the age of his son in the movie. And, you know, everybody, I don't care who you are, everybody, every like red-blooded American boy from like the ages of like 8 to 14 was like rocking and rolling over the top in the whatever, late 80s. And everybody, I swear, after we watched that movie, they were all going back to school the next day, doing the slow motion and then trying to beat each other at arm wrestling. It was legit. All right, Halloween Havoc. Boo, Halloween Havoc. Yeah, watch it. Yeah, man. I just can't get into the WWE product, guys. I was actually funny you all say that because right before I hopped on here, yeah, you're right. Yeah, every time it's like turning an engine on. Is that what you would say? Whenever it's like when I flip my hat, it's like when I turn on the engine or however he says it. I was actually watching the 2018 WWE Royal Rumble, and I got to like number 27 when they introduced Rey Mysterio Jr. I was like, woo, here we go. He looks so like just ripped. Oh man, but yeah, I can't do it. But man, you know who I think's pretty high? I mean, I am like, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm like a total AEW mark. Like I've been completely like sold on AEW. I know they have some areas of weakness. I'm quite aware of it. But overall, I just love their product. They have such great storylines. They let their storylines marinate like a good vinaigrette. They let them marinate. They let them build up. They don't like destroy it within a month or two. I just love it. So, hey, what up, dude? What's up, BF Golf? Legend, BF Golf, dude. Thanks for popping over, dude. But yeah, so let me crack open. We'll keep talking. But I'm gonna go trout fishing tonight, guys. I'm gonna try to pull me a Mike Trout rookie card out of this product. Now I already promised B-Phil that if I get this, I'm gonna split the proceeds. What's up, Matt? MP Fox Mofo. That MP should return to MF for Mofo Fox. But if I already promised B-Phil that if I pull a trout out of this product, I'm gonna split the proceeds between everybody in the community. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. If I can pull out a trout. Now I didn't mention it. Pulling out a bass is more likely than a trout. There's more likelihood of pulling out a trouser trout than an actual Mike Trout. But we'll give it a shot. Let's see if I can pull me out a Mike Trout at some 89 Don or us. Now he might just been a zygote in 1989. He could have been sperm. I'm not for sure what year he was born, but he could have been just, like I said, a zygote. So obviously what I'm looking for here is a Chris Sabos, and I already hit one, so I'm already done. I don't even need to finish the pack, guys. I hit the Chris Sabo. I'm done for the night. I might as well just turn this off. I appreciate everybody popping in, but I got the Chris Sabo. I'm done. So, oh yeah, that Razarania guy. You got it, dude. I literally threw that Chris Sabo. Oh, there it is. I thought I threw it. I threw it on the ground, as Lonely Island would say. Oh, the ranch is here to keep everybody in line, especially Yanks fan 7. You know he always gets out of line. All right, let's see here. We're looking. Oh, we gotta look for some. I gotta look for some. Now that Bob's here, I gotta look for some ridiculous looking faces. Maybe some ridiculous names. I feel like 89 Don Russ kind of has like. I mean, Bob probably has them all at this point. I feel like everybody, their grandmother has probably sent Bob every single 1989 Don Russ card there is. If it's not a Pirates card, there's a funny face card or whatever. If I see one that I think's pretty cool, I'll do it. Now I think this is a you all might know, but this Jose Guzman, this is a 1-of-1 cigarette burn. That is a 1-of-1 cigarette burn. Now most people don't have this kind. Now this was exclusive, 1 out of 185,000 packs. So this is where you have like kind of like a white trash dad who will walk into the house and starts beating his family, and he drops his cigarette onto one card in a trailer park, and they had to go in under the cover of night to get this one card because the cops were involved. I mean, it was a thing. So a lot of times you had like ketchup stains and like spittle and beer all over the place. So for this to be able to be still in good shape, aside from that cigarette burn 1 of 1, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I got to slap it for Max Profit. Like MJF, baby. MJF for Max Jacob Freeman. Max Profit. Wardlow. Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah. Oh, Bob Lewis being in the same breath as Mick Jagger. Mick the Stick Jagger. All right, let's keep looking for that Mike Trout card, a.k.a. Kevin Bass. All right, let's see here. What song? What is this from? This doesn't sound like a... What is this? This sounds like something there. Mick Jagoff. Oh, Henry Essence here. He knows. I am a Hall of Famer. Let's take a look. Now this guy's face, it's not worthy of a Bob. It's not even worthy to show Bob. Now, I did get a checklist. You know the world we live in when I get excited about a checklist. But don't send me checklists, guys. Bob sent me like 5 million checklists about 2 years ago. I'm still working through them. So nobody gets the idea. I got 2 checklists in this pack. Now, if you were a kid back in '89, you'd have pissed that 2 out of your 11 cards or 15 cards were checklist cards. I'd have been like, what is this BS? And I'd have thrown the cards right in the card shop owner's face and been like, what is this? I want my money back. I want my money back. Dude, you completely screwed me out of 2 cards. Now, I will say this guy has a pretty epic adult movie mustache. I mean, that one is pretty awesome. Now look at this guy. He has his mouth all buttoned up. He's like, it's like, I don't think so, Ted. No, not tonight, Ted. I refuse it. No mustache ride for you. Oh, boom, Chris Sabo, DK. Watch out. 1979 top checklist, best. I'm sure there are probably some checklists worth something. I would think older products, but that's the one thing if I think about, and I mean, I haven't seen like 2020 product all that much, but I think if I remember correctly, checklists are no longer a thing, nor are there team cards or manager cards. Remember when that stuff used to be like all the time? You would see that stuff in baseball card packs. You would see checklists, team cards, manager cards. Now, none of that is in there, which I guess is a good thing unless you really want those things, which I can't imagine you would, unless you do something kind of cool with it. Like Don Russ used to put like the players on the card. That would be kind of cool. Oh, here we go. This is from I think Rocky 3 or 4. But yeah, I mean, if it's just a regular boring checklist, like who cares? All right, looking for that Trouty. All right, let's keep on trucking, guys. All right, let's see if I get any good ones here. Man, oh, here we go. Yes. Now, I know Bob has already seen this, and probably we all have, but the Luis Aquino card is something of a beauty. I really was hoping before Andy Warhol died that he would do a portrait of him, kind of like what he did with the Campbell soup cans and things of that sort. He did one like about with Pete Rose. Now, if he would have done one with Aquino, I mean, that would be the gift that kept on giving to the American people. This might stop riots and people burning cities to the ground if we would have gotten that painting. I mean, legit, his stats was like eye black. You're exactly right. I mean, that's just. I mean, let me just get that in there, dude. That is something that you cannot duplicate. You cannot duplicate that. Got to rate a rookie, but not the one we're looking for. Not the one we're looking for, people. Strong desire. It's like they told him to smile in this picture of La Vis de los Santos. And it's like they said, hey, you need to smile, and the sun got in his eyes, and he's kind of like, there it is. He's like, okay, I can barely see. How's it look? Am I looking okay? So, yes. Perillo, Castillo, Que Pasó. Man. Full of gems, baby. All right, we're keeping on. All right. We got the Rocky music playing. Oh, yeah, we got some synthesizers going. Man, I just kind of, when I go through these 89 Donruss cards, I kind of think like, 80, what was it? 1989, I would have been 12 years old, or 13 years old. And I would be like, I'm sure I was super excited, but I'm like, when I go through it now, I'm like, man, all these players suck. Like, where are the good players in this stuff? Like, I've opened up 5 packs already, and I've gotten Bupkis. Bupkis. Not Butkus. That's different. That's Dick Butkus, living legend. Straight shooter, straight from the hip. No, I got Bupkis here, pal. Bupkis. This is like an awkward kid picture, like during his middle school picture day. It's like, all right, Wally, little Wally, can you smile? He's like, is that good? Is it good? Is it from? It's from mommy and daddy. Okay. It's just like, white people. Here we go. Finally, Craig Biggio rookie card. That's right. I just got YouTube rich, baby. Woo! Woo, woo, woo! Man, I'm gonna get this mofo slabbed in my next submission. Probably gonna come back at a 10.7. I'm going to sell it for $389.92. I'm going to take that money. I'm going to invest it in mutual funds and Roth IRAs, not B-Roth, but other kind of Roth IRAs. And I'm going to get so rich off this Craig, possibly PED user, Biggio. Yes, I probably should have got some sleeves or something. Oh, man. Where are all my sleeves at? Where are my sleeves at? I am. You got that right, Golf. I'm going to retire Monster Pull. Monster Pull, and I'm going to retire off of that. I'm hoping. That's why I'm shooting for the. Oh, I'm sorry. You need 10 of those to equal the value of one of the suspects. Who wrote that in there? Oh, that was you, Victor. That's not a joke, dude. You're exactly correct, man. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yes. Gym at 11. Oh, yeah, we should, dude. B-Phil, that's exactly right. I will say I do have, I probably do have like 20 of his rookie cards. I know 89 Donruss are like notorious for being miscut or off center. That's the word I was looking for, or the words. But this one actually looks pretty good. All kidding aside, it looks pretty good. I mean, if I were to get it graded, it looks like it has some potential. So we'll see. I mean, like I said, I got my grading situation, I believe, worked out now finally. I wasn't doing him because it's inappropriate and weird. But I was doing it through Sean stealing second. But he decided to take a break from it for the time being. So I found somebody else in this amazing community who he's still doing it. So I'm going to be doing it with him. That's right. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Here is Bob Lewis's favorite pirate from '89, Mr. Thomas Tom Albert Prince. Prince Albert. Oh my gosh, did that not? No way. This dude is Prince Albert? Yeah, that's it. Everybody read it in a week. That was not made up. Oh my gosh. No wonder it's Bob's favorite player from 1989. Secrets out, you Homo sapiens. Woo! Man. Oh, yeah. Yes. Hail to the prince, baby. Hail to the prince. All right, I got another 89 Donruss pack open up. Trying to get that elusive Kevin Bass card. Because that's the only fish I'm chasing, or I'm fishing for, is the bass. Who wants the trout? I don't want the trout. I'd rather much have a bass. Largemouth bass. Rob a Dibble. Oh, Dibble, nasty boys. Nasty boys. Yeah, we all know Janet Jackson likes it nasty. So are you being serious? So a graded Gem Mint 10 Biggio is actually only $25. And the grading, like you said, is $20. Wow. Wowzers. So I'm going to get mine graded by I'm going to get mine graded by Gay, Gai. I think if I go through Gay, I'll get a better deal on it, and I'm almost guaranteed a 10 with Gay. So I then want to send mine in to the trading or the third-party grader Gay. I mean, that's how you pronounce it, right? I think so. I think they're from like Nova Scotia, and they have a different pronunciation there. So I think I want to start using them. Maybe I'll get a better deal, so that way I can sell it for. Maybe I won't be able to sell for 25. Maybe I'll only be able to sell for like $7.55. But since I only spent $2 in grading, it probably equals out. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's the same thing for me, golf. I mean, I got plenty of cards that are valuable to me, but they're not really valuable as far as monetarily. You know, Cecil Fielder. Is it Cecil or is it Cecil? The world wants to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Is it Cecil or Cecil? Oh, Donnie Baseball. Boom. There you go. I'm going to autograph that to one of you all lucky people tonight. Send it your way. Woo! Woohoo! Cecil. Nice. Get this off. There you go. So we got that Donnie B dropping that. Well, you know, it's all these years I grew up. Sometimes, you know, you pronounce people's names the way you think it is, especially when you're a kid. Parents don't know the name of these baseball players. And, you know, back in the 80s and sometimes even the 90s, you didn't get a lot of different baseball games. And so you only got the games in your, like, you know, area. So, like, for me, it was Cubs and the Braves because it was always on WGN or TBS. So some of these players like Cecil Fielder, you know, I never saw him play because he's pretty much in the American League. So unless it was like an all-star game or playoff game, you really don't see a lot of the American League guys play. Because back then, you know, there wasn't a lot of baseball on TV unless it was like the one Saturday game a week. Or if you had ESPN, sometimes you see more. But mostly it was WGN and TBS. Sometimes I didn't know how to pronounce these guys' names. Is it Fielder or is it Fielder? I think it's Felder. I think it's Cecil Felder. Or maybe it's like Corey Feldman, but he didn't want to be associated with Feldman, so he changed it to Fielder. We got another Hall of Famer, Alan Trammell, or is it Trammell? Inquiring minds want to know. I got this Hall of Famer, Alan Trammell or Trammell. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Oh, I'm not really looking. I'm not really looking at the funny faces on here. I should be looking for Bob. Let's see if I find any funny faces. Any funny faces? Well, we already know Willie McGee always has a funny face. Old Willie McGee, Willie D. McGee. Look at that, man. He's just happy to be there. Payne, yeah. Is that Payne with an A-Y or A-I? Is that P-A-N-E? When I lived in Japan, everybody would always be like, oh, pain hurts in Japanese, because they surprisingly knew their word pain. Obviously, my name's spelled differently. But I remember going to Japan. I remember a lot of times my students the first time would be like, ow, 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 in Japanese. And I'm like, what's going on? Are you all okay? They're like, oh, yeah, that's just your last name. And I'm like, I like what you're doing there. That's pretty nifty. So, sports. Stove Investor, the leading name in investing on eBay, on YouTube, on MySpace, is Stove Investor. If you've not checked out Stove Investor's channel, but you're looking to flip cards, you're looking for some insider tips and tricks of the trade, you want to go to Stove Investor, and that's investor spelled ENWZKYOVTR, Investor. That is how you're going to find it, dude. The Ranch Brothers, Tony Mofo Gwynn. Right there, everybody. It is fire! Is that stove or is that stuff? Or was it Stouffer? Stouffer's pizza? Stouffer's lasagna? Oh, I guess I'm only, do I want to pull him out? I know I have that card. Trying to find, there's a Kirk Gibson just chilling. The Dodgers, shout out to Papino, man. Shout out to Papino. Dodgers, I heard they won the World Series or the Super Bowl, whatever it's called. So, yeah. The power is coursing through my veins. I have unlimited power. Unlimited. Yeah, Corey Seager, dude. It's kind of cool if you think about it. That, it was been like an inside joke for the people in the community and even to Caesar about the whole Corey Seager thing for years. 3 years at least, I would say. And then, lo and behold, Corey Seager ends up being an integral part of what happens over the course of the entire World Series. And, it was like this connection that we have had through Caesar, making a big deal about Corey Seager just based on what he said one time and just kind of caught on. I think it's kind of cool that way. So I'm really happy for Caesar, for sure. And I'm not just saying that because I want some of the money he's going to get for his bonus. I genuinely mean that. And if he doesn't give me any of the money, then I'll take back everything I said about him that was nice. I think you're right, Victor. I think he saw Caesar's videos and was motivated to do well. For sure. I'm talking about another Dodger legend. Oral. Is it oral or oral? Is it oral? Oral. Oriole Hershiser. Usually the last name Hershiser would be harder to say for us non-Germans or whatever. But when your first name's Oreo, it becomes weird. Frank Viola, probably one of the best beards ever in baseball is Jeff Reardon. That beard was always on point back in the day. He never left the house with this beard not being fully manscaped. Manscaping is a thing. Don't you let Bob tell you different. Hey, talking about Bob Lewis, if he's still here. Bob Lewis is illegitimate father, Von Hayes. Y'all didn't know this. It says that he's from California, but really he's from West Virginia. He made a little secret trip to West Virginia about 6 years ago. Exactly. Hey, Bob. Hey, what happened at 3:00, dude? Everything go well at 3:00? I know you had a special moment at 3:00 today. Hopefully it all went well. Who isn't down with manscaping, dude? I heard that's the latest rage. All the rage is that manscaping, dude. I'm all about manscaping, and when I'm done with my manscaping, I'll go with landscaping. Yeah, man. Hey, okay. Now that I know it's good, I didn't want to say anything else. And I'm not like, this isn't to pat myself on the back, but I did what you asked me to do. So you and I know what we're talking about here, and I did that. So, and I feel like with that being said, we're having this like very special moment together, and the card right on top is Harold Baines, Baines Nation. Jim Min 11, eat your heart out, kids. This is what Stove Sports talks about. These are the cards that Stove Sport is telling us about. I'm sorry, Stove Investor is telling us about to be investing in and to make quick flips, because you just never know when the market might drop out on some of these guys. Oh, God, here we go. I know, dude. You're going to the big time, dude. I'm still waiting for my phone to ring for Mike to call me and say, Jason, I got to get you on Behind the Cardboard. I'm waiting for that call. My phone hasn't rang yet. I'm waiting. I have like a bat phone. I have it in my room, and it's shaped like a bat. It's like 1985. Shh, don't tell anybody. But I'm waiting for it to ring. So when it does, I pick it up. I'm like, hello, Mike Moynihan. Hey, yeah, this is Mike. I'm going to be like, oh, today's the day. And he was like, no, not really. I just want to let you know that I sent you a big old pile of manure. It's coming to you. I'm like, man, I thought I was going to be invited onto the show. Shuck you there. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Dave Winfield. Daryl Strawberry. Let's see here. Baines Nation, baby. All right, I'm going to keep on keeping on. Iconic. Don't use that word just haphazardly, because Blue Jacket 66 will straight up kick you in the nards if you start throwing around that term iconic. All right, let's keep on keeping on here. Bert Blyleven. Oh, this is a nice one. Well, Gary Sheffield rookie action. There you go, rated rookie, Gary Sheffield. I wonder if you look really close if you see his grill. So, you really want some Swayze? Okay, all right. Patrick Swayze. Patrick Swayze. There we go, Swayze. All right, Patrick Swayze music is what I found. All right, I'm keeping on here. Oh, Jose Canseco, MVP, most valuable player. Let's see here. Baines is always taking a leak, no matter what, dude. Oh, you got asked I don't know if you ever want us to tell me. I don't know if you ever want me to tell people your real name. So I'll be like Yanks fan. You were asked to join, dude. That's pretty awesome. I guess it sounds like you must have turned it down. The opportunity to the rub shoulders, and now it's probably can't rub shoulders. You can't do that in a post-pandemic world. You were able to touch elbows with greatness. I'm still looking for my opportunity. I'm hoping that Mark and Bob will put in a good word for me tomorrow on the Behind Cardboard or Beyond Cardboard with Mike, and then I'll get that phone call. I'll get that call. I'll pick me up. I'll be like Mike. I'll be like Jason. Let's make this happen. This is what the people want tonight. Bringing you live in color. Zombie Collector. Oh man, you better believe it, Yanks fan. That's hilarious, dude. I feel like that might not make the cut. That one might end up on the cutting room floor, if you know what I mean. Oh, Big Scott is here. Gary is in the hizzy. Yeah, you're right. Eddie Murray. How many times have people called Eddie Murray Eddie Murphy, I wonder? Probably more times than we can count. Eck. Sandy Alomar Jr. rookie card. I remember when that one, Mark McGwire. I remember when that one was a big one to get. Down to 2 packs. Down to 2 packs. Lee Smith, he looks like he's like somebody stole his lunch money. Kirby Puckett. Juan Samuel or Samuel. So my best friends growing up, his name is Samuel Pedroza. His dad was from Mexico. His mom was a white American. Man, did not hit a trout, which sucks. And he would tell people the story, or he would not the story. He would tell people to how you pronounce his name is Samuel. But we live in Indiana. His mom's white. His own family called him Samuel. But he would go around school and tell everybody that you pronounce his name Samuel. And I remember even thinking at like 12 or 13 years old, I'm like, dude, no one's calling you that, man. Like, what are we talking about right now? And he was like, but that's how you pronounce my name. I'm like, your own mother doesn't pronounce it that way. Maybe your dad does. But I'm like, I think that's a battle. I mean, that's like me going to Japan and telling people, well, I know my name is Jason. It's not Jason. But I'm not going to go around telling people when it's not their native language that they are mispronouncing my name, because they're not mispronouncing my name. They're saying they're my name the best way they can. It's not like I'm saying my name's Jason. They're like, okay, Herbert. Be like, that one doesn't work. But I remember living in Japan, like, oh, Jason. I'm like, no, it's more like Jason, like the sun, not Jason. But I didn't do that because that's a losing battle, and they were doing the best they could. Like, why would I tell them that? And I would remember telling that to Samuel, and I'm like, Samuel, tell me, dude, is that really something you want to get into? And I remember him like talking about it all the time. I'm like, dude, no wonder so many people like find you annoying. So there's a little story about me and my childhood. Let's smash that thumbs up. Gary, I'm all about it, dude. You know, there's some things, even though it's a brand new Jason. But there's some things that just don't change. I mean, like, obviously, I don't care about the YouTube Hall of Fame. I mean, you know, if I get elected or whatever, like, that's fine. But it's not so. I'm not gonna be like Phil, like going around asking everybody I know, if you vote for me, I'll vote for you. Trying to like actually get like the numbers in my favor. Like if people really put me over, then that's fine. I mean, obviously it is what it is. But I'm not, you know, I'm not, that's not something I'm really too concerned about. But I was like, Phil told like probably 500 people that, and he would say, he goes, if you vote for me, I'll vote for you. And I'm like, you've told so many people you only can vote 10 times, Phil. There's no way you can keep that promise. And he's like, oh, okay. So I was like, I'm not playing that game. You just vote for whoever you want to vote for. So yeah. Oh, repack and sell, baby. Yes. If I don't, man, that's exactly right. I'm leaving and joining the circus. I'm done with this whole YouTube thing. The whole reason I came back was just so I could get into the Hall of Fame. That's exactly it. I just came back. I did three or 4 months at the beginning of the year. Sports related, I'm going to do 3 or 4 months at the back of the year. And I'll say that's enough to get in, right? Plus all my other my years being in here. That's what I'm all about, dude. I'm trying to get in. Oh, Mark, I gotta wow you. Okay. I'm gonna drive to Wisconsin to really wow you, dude. Come on now. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Samuel. Do you smell what the Rock is cooking? And the answer is no, because today I end up fixing like a Korean dish, like a poor white man round-eye Korean dish. It's kind of like a poor man's bulgogi. So, hey, what up, Sterling? Check out Williman's Trio, great channel. I made the honorable mentions of so yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, I know that all the. So let me ask you all this. Like, this is an interesting question. This might be some good conversation. So, out of the community this year, I know you have to be in it for 1 year, right? Unless something changes, the only prerequisite is you have to be in the community for at least a year. Who deserves to be in the YouTube Hall of Fame who hasn't made it yet? Because I was thinking about that myself. I'm like, who's left who deserves to get in aside from me? I mean, that goes without saying. But I'm like, if this is like, we're treating this as like a fun, acknowledgement of you and your channel, whatever. Who are some of the people you think, man, they deserve to get in, dude? They deserve to get in, I think. I think about people like Jab's family. I think about people like the PSA collector. These guys deserve to get in. They're like, the building blocks, the foundation. They are the ones who deserve to get in because, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't even have anybody watch us. Those guys are like legit. I think somebody nailed it on the old head. I don't disagree with that, Yanks. Yeah, Mike releases a list of who's already made it. There's like 30 people now, I guess, and he's done it for 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. So, it's all about the event. I think Gary Vee should get in this year. I think all the Tops 2020 Project artists should get in this year. I think for sure. I think what's the boxer's name who can't McGregor? He should get in. Why? I don't know. I just think he should get in. That's hilarious. I'm hoping to win this. How many douchebag awards? Oh man, dude, you might, Gary, if you just like Hulk Hogan used to say, you say your prayers and eat your vitamins. You might get that. You might get that lucky distinction. So, come and get your love, yeah. Oh yeah, some of my stuff on eBay's going. I hate when I get outbid on stuff, man. It makes me crazy. So, what do you all think at the end of the year? Now, I know we're not quite there yet. We're essentially in November. We're like baby November. What do you think this year, with all the shenanigans of the hobby? Let me pause this music because this is really a legit question. I think it'd be a kind of cool question to pose in a video, get a video response as well. And watch when I say this. There are going to be people who are going to take this idea. Like, I'm the idea man. I'm like the Chris Jericho of the YouTube community. But here's my idea. I like to see people do a response for, and maybe I'll do like an official question, but somebody else take the idea from me. Is what do you think is the story of the year that just involves the hobby? Out of all the craziness of the year involving the hobby, what do you think was the number one story of the year? I think that would be a fascinating look at what people think. Everybody's going to look at that differently. It's going to affect each one of us in a different way. I think it'll be very cool to hear what people have to say about how the hobby was the number one thing that was the most impactful, the most memorable, the most shocking thing that happened during this year. I would like to hear what people think, like the number one thing that will define 2020 involving ball cards for the entire year. Not the sports, not the pandemic per se, but what do you think? I think it'd be a really good question. See you later, dude. Yeah, how COVID affected the market. I think that has a lot. I agree. Retail, yep. Yep, I think there's shenanigans with PSA, PWCC, yeah. So I think it'd be a really cool response because, a lot of people will be able to talk about this from different directions. You have some people who like deal with I know like for instance, Yanks fan. I mean, he deals with a lot of high-end slabs. And so, I mean, he could definitely speak to the slab aspect of it, like rookie cards going through the roofs, baseball, football, basketball, and then like how much change maybe. I don't know if he does much in retail, but people like me, let's say, I haven't bought retail, but that's where I spent a lot of my money at in the past. It can't be found, like kind of like what Henry was talking about. And then you have people who, like Stove and them were kind of talking about, but the more the investors and how those people impacted the hobby and still are necessary. I think it'd be very cool to hear. How Stove Investor rose to fame. Yes, that's true. That's hilarious. I'll be right back. I'm going to get me a bottle of water. Give me a bottle of water. All right. Thank you for waiting. Yeah, me too, man. I agree with you, Golf. I think that that is very likely to be the case. I was listening to this morning Mike O and those Black Pages, Eric, talk about the hobby in general and a lot of their insights. But I was surprised they didn't really get into more than nitty gritty of what was going on. They were very surfacey, which those two guys could get really deep into it because they buy a lot of stuff. So I was kind of surprised they didn't talk a little bit more in detail about what they're talking about. They did talk about, like Eric talked about or spoke about, he always goes to the same Target daily, I guess. And essentially there hasn't been anything there for months. So, I mean, there was some of that discussion about the retail, but I think it'd be an interesting topic for sure. Let me put the music back on. My water is like it's taking a leak on me here. So, anything else? Any other topics? Any other ideas you all thinking about? Anything coming across your mind? What's going on? Yeah, I'm kind of surprised when I hear, and I mean, like, I know everybody's situation is different, but when I hear people say, like, I go to a Walmart or Target every single day, and nothing never changed. I'm like, what do you do? What world do you live in where you can just stop whatever you're doing and I'll go daily, and sometimes multiple times a day to a Walmart or a Target? Like, I don't have that kind of time in my day to like hit up a Target or Walmart or multiple ones daily. Like once a couple of times a week, well, yeah. But like a couple of times a day, I'm like, where is that world that you're living in where you can just stop what you're doing and go there a couple of times a day and still get the same results? You go like morning, noon, and night, and it's still no. So that's pretty I guess depressing is the word. So for sure. Ouch. My big toe just popped. Yeah. There's like down the road for me, it's about a 10-minute drive, maybe 15 at the absolute most. There's a Meijer, and then there's a Walmart. And I never go to Walmart because I just don't want to go to Walmart unless I absolutely have to go to Walmart, which luckily I can go to Meijer and do whatever I need to do that I can avoid Walmart. But the few times I've been to Meijer over the last couple months, nothing's there. Not a single thing. Not even top stickers. It's like absolutely crazy. Not a single thing. The only thing is there is the music from the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the tumbleweed rolling through. It's like and that's essentially what all you see in here, because there is like nothing there. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one, Sterling. That's a really good one. I think that really set it off. Set it off like the 90s blaxploitation film, but with Queen Latifah. But I really agree with you. I think that was kind of like when the match hit the matchbook or struck the matchbook and everything blew up. I think The Last Dance is what set everything off. Like it was like the perfect storm of The Last Dance, COVID shutting everything down, everybody getting $1,200 for free money, basically. And if you had kids, you got thousands of dollars possibly. People stopped working, like traveling to work. Some people were working at home, so they had additional income because they weren't traveling back and forth. There wasn't wear and tear on their cars. There wasn't gas. You couldn't leave your house, so you wasn't spending money like you were in the past, like eating and going out and shopping. You're like almost exclusively home. And so I think you're right. I feel like it kind of was like this perfect storm of it all just kind of coming together. So that's a good observation. See, that's the thing. The whole soccer thing to me is like, I mean, obviously everybody knows before I even say it that I'm ignorant about soccer and I don't get the whole thing. The two things that to me are the two things I'm going to say about that is one, soccer was the first sport that got back up and out the door after COVID. So I think that just kind of gave them a bump because they were the first ones out the gate. And so it gave some people something to watch that was not happening in the past with everything else shut down. So I think that gave soccer a big bump. And the second thing is it was the Gary V's or whatever, these prospectors or investors were all of a sudden talking about soccer that nobody was on their radar. The only person I remember even talking about soccer even in the slightest was like Eric, those Black Pages. I remember him. I saw him talk about soccer maybe a year ago, maybe a little bit longer even. I can't remember, but I remember him first talking about it. And I'm like, soccer, what in the world? So I'll give Eric credit there because he was talking about it way before anybody else was. But I don't think that's a thing that's going to really sustain at all. And maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just like, dude, like nobody, if you're doing anything with soccer, you're purely doing it for the money. It's definitely not because you're following it or know anything about it. It's because you're like, oh, if I get this specific soccer card, maybe I can spend or I can buy it and then turn around and settle for $1,000. So there you go, Henry. You prospector, you. Oh, we got YouTube Community Hall of Fame legend, Philmington. Everybody, Phil Orlando. Philly Phil, what up, brother? So everybody who's like on this train of obscure sports, that's what it is. It's that to me is a fool's gold. So it might be good in the short game, but in the long game, I was like, dude, nobody gonna care about no soccer. Nobody cares about no soccer. Nobody. And the people who act like they care now, they only care because they think it'll make them some money. That same person who has whatever, Pele or whatever his name is, soccer card, they probably can't even spell it. They just know that card can get them $1,000 maybe, then they're gonna do it. It's like, come on now. Oh, we got World Series champion Pepino Man here today, everybody. Pepino. ¿Qué pasó, mi amigo? Arriba. Andre, raza. Yeah, I thought about doing ping pong cards. I'm really trying to. Me and Dane, Card Tech 710. I'm gonna make a big push for sumo cards. I already got the Yokozuna Gym Mint 10 Hakuho, so I'm already well on my way becoming super rich and famous. But I'm gonna make a big push for sumo. If we're all gonna start doing like obscure sports that no one else watches in America, I guess I'm gonna pick sumo. So I prefer the term table tennis opposed to ping pong. I feel like ping pong's a little bit racist. But coming from a guy who wears a cat head, I wouldn't expect anything more from you, dude. Oh, you like a ping pong card? Yeah, you should get your Nintendo Power card graded. Yeah. Invest now. You got it. Then we'll let Phil kind of, just mosey around the chat. I trust that he'll keep himself in line. If he starts handing out investment statements, you gotta get him out of here. We don't want him trying to sabotage all these poor working men's money. Yeah, like midget racing or midget wrestling. Yeah, I wonder if you can still say midget wrestling. I would assume you can. Ooga, chaka. Ooga, chaka. So yeah, I wonder if you can still say midget wrestling. I mean, I'm going to. It's all about context, right? I mean, that's the thing. So JYD, oh yeah, Little Beaver, you're right. I just saw Hornswoggle just made his debut in Impact. I don't know if he was there before, but I know he showed up just recently. He was like hiding in a garbage can. He's still doing stuff that like are typical kind of like looked down upon gimmicks for midgets. And he's like in this gimmick where he's hiding inside of a garbage can and they keep trying to throw this garbage can that's obviously really heavy at people. And all of a sudden Hornswoggle pops out. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm like, it's whatever. I mean, I'm not offended at all. I mean, I'm the least offended type person in the world when it comes to that stuff. But I'm like, whatever. But yeah, I mean, you can't. That's a hard way to go. Wrestling offends me. All you wrestling fans out there, for sure. Oh man. So yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the thing I saw on Impact last night. I was watching it, or I was watching the highlights today from yesterday's Impact show, and yeah, he was. I don't know if he was under the ring, but it was like under the ring or next to the ring in a garbage can. I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go. And I love wrestling. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm kind of like joking on a little bit now, but no, I love wrestling. I've been actually on my Facebook, on my eBay. I got a whole bunch of eBay watches because of Victor. I'm like watching a bunch of autographs right now on there, trying to buy some on-card autographs of some wrestling legends. So. Yeah, I hear you, Caesar. That's something I've been dealing with for decades. That's a tough go, dude. It's really a tough go. I'm trying not to get offended, but it's hard. It's really hard, for sure. And when I mean hard, it is hard. It's really hard to do that sometimes. So. Oh, California loving Jesse. Thank Blue 77. Yeah, buddy. Well, that's not what I want to do. Oh, shucky darn.
Each of us has a purpose. We are destined to do something meaningful. What do you think a private Christian education looks like? GCU offers
Vince, it's Vince Scully. Yeah, you're right. It is. Jesse, aka Vince Scully. Jesse. Not to be confused with Justin. Uh-oh, what I did I say bid for the win? Yeah. So this is the. So are we thinking the Dodgers don't have anything to do over in the offseason? Are the Dodgers pretty much the same team starting in March that they just finished with? Or is there any pieces that they need? Inquiring minds want to know. New clothes, that's good. The next autograph baseball card, I got a bunch of it I put bids in on. But I will go ahead and like let you I'll give you a look behind the curtain. Some of the ones I'm winning. Let me go to my bids and offers. Some of the ones that I'm currently winning is Manny Sanguillen autograph card on a 1971 Topps card. I'm currently the winner on that one. I'm also winning a Jim Abbott on card when he's with the Angels, and a Sandy Alomar Jr. So those are some ones I'm attempting to win right now. So we'll see. Obviously, a lot of things can happen, but. Sorry. I was responding to my son's mom. She was talking about Halloween. So, oh, wiener. Lasorda. Now, Lasorda, he has to be getting almost 100 years old, isn't he? I mean, he has to be getting up there. He has to be like in his 90s. Well, thanks, Sterling. I hope so. I mean, I always stay within like no more than like $5 or $10 on a lot of those guys because to me, they're not really worth more than that. We'll see. Oh, I did win 2 autographs. I forgot that. I have 2 autographs coming to me, both Hall of Famers. They're en route. So I'll probably do that video this weekend. There'll probably be 2 separate videos. So yeah, we'll see. See you later, golf, man. Thanks for popping over, brother. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it, man. Well, sort of always been old. That's true. He has, man. Yeah, he falls asleep in his. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. One more chance. Oh man. But I have 2 Hall of Famers on my way that I won, and it's the most I think I've ever spent on 2 autographs in my entire life. Now, I mean that's not saying a lot because I don't spend a lot of big money in the first place. But I got a raise with my job. This month would be my 1-year anniversary with my company, and I got a pretty sizable raise. And I hadn't done anything for myself in quite a while, so I decided to buy myself a couple big cards. And I say that with tongue in cheek, by the way. So one of them's just hilarious. Like I got it just because I was like, I'll spend the extra few bucks to get this card because the placement of the autograph cracks me up. I'm like, why would he put everything in this one specific area of the card? I was like, dude, there's like no way I'm gonna let this card get away unless it gets like ridiculous, which it didn't. Luckily, I got it for like a mid $20 range, I think, or something like that. So I spent, like I said, a little bit more than normal, but it was like 20. The car was like 13, and I got it. The guy charged stupid money for shipping. He better pack that thing in gold. He charged like $8 for shipping. I was like, what? So it was like $22-ish or something with tax. And then the other card I got it was like 19. And this actually the other Hall of Famer is way better Hall of Famer, I guess you could say, like levels of Hall of Fame. This guy was a much better Hall of Famer. And this guy, it was like an $18 card or something. So altogether, I spent like $40 for both autographs. So it was fine, but it's pretty hilarious. Juan Soto level, not quite Juan Soto level Hall of Fame. More like let's think about this. More like Bo Bichette Hall of Fame. So. But yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, well, the crazy thing is, I was able to get Don Sutton last year, 2 years ago. I sent Don Sutton an autograph request in the mail, and I sent a couple cards, and I wrote him and I said my son plays travel baseball, and and I asked, like, if you had any pointers as a father, teaching my son how to play baseball or to be there to support him. And I mean, I wrote like a really serious letter I do that with everybody, though. I don't do that just to try to get autographs because I'd rather them write me back a response. And I know Don Sutton can be pretty hard and he writes over his face on all his cards. So I wasn't expecting anything. And if by any chance he did send me something, he'd write all over the face of his card. But he sent me back 2 really nice 1970s, I provided, like late 70s or early 80s cards of his, and he autographed it right across the card, not over his head. And I was like, wow, that was really cool. I mean, I know it's Don Sutton. It's not like it's Clemente or somebody, so I'm not trying to make that a equation or statement, but it was really cool because a lot of times he is somewhat hard to get, and sometimes it's kind of like that kind of thing, but it was cool. I was very humbled that he did that. And he might have sent me back a letter now talking to me about my son, like what he would recommend me doing as a father to a son who's doing travel baseball, which was really cool of him as well. So it was cool. Here. Oops. Oh my gosh, can I not type? Oh, there we go. Let's try this. There we go. I spent $1.04 on cards. $1.04, that's awesome. Yeah, stupid flippers, exactly. Yeah, I think Will Clark's like 1 per. And if he has your name written down, I think I heard somebody tell me that he writes down the name of everybody he autographs for. And then if he sent you autograph or he sees your name on his list, like it's Santa Claus, that he won't resend it in. He won't send you any more. That's what I've heard. Or if you send him like 2 or 3 cards and you ask him to keep them, he'll send everything back, but he'll autograph 1 card. So I guess that's, it is what it is. Well, I don't know if you saw my video from about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Like before I started doing card videos again, I received in the mail Rafael Palmeiro's autograph after like 2 years. Like I haven't done TTM in 2 years or longer, and I gave up on it. I sent to him and I sent to Juan Gonzalez and a few others. Never heard from Juan Gon. Never heard from a couple of the other guys that were kind of big. Rafael Palmeiro never sent back to me. And all of a sudden, about a month ago, I sent 4 cards. I told him to keep 2 or 3. Then he could decide at least 1 for me, and he could keep the rest. He sent all 4 back. 2 of them weren't signed, but 2 of them were. I was like, wow, that's awesome. It was really good looking. It was really good looking. Like he autographed it, the blue Sharpie. Perfect. I was so thrilled. So, yeah. I didn't send any cash. Hey, what's up, Brandon? How you doing, buddy? Are you feeling okay? I know Luca is so bummed about the whole coronavirus thing, man. Yeah, Luca's fine too. It sucks that you guys can't play football, man. That sucks. Man, I'm just like, it sucks that you all can't play. I know he's like so disappointed. I'm sure you are too. Oh my gosh. But oh my gosh, yeah. Like, I don't know. Are you gonna go trick or treating Saturday, dude? You're not gonna go trick or treating, oh man, dude. I'm so sorry, man. That sucks. I mean, I hope everything goes back to normal for you guys next week. But yeah, I don't send cash. I've never sent cash to anybody. I've always just sent a handwritten letter and obviously a self-addressed stamped envelope inside of the request, and either an 8x10 or cards or whatever I'm doing to get it autographed, or I request that they send something to me if I don't have anything. I've never sent money. I just feel like I don't like sending money or checks to the mail because I just feel like if it doesn't get to them, or there's no guarantee that they're going to sign it, it could be their wife signing the card for me. I just have a hard time doing that. So now this Brandon is on my son, goes to my son's school, and they're on the same football team together. And I'm assuming they're going to be on the same school basketball team together. But last week, their teacher came down with the Rona, and she infected the entire class. So the last couple of weeks, Luca and Brandon, his classmate and sports, what do you want to call it, like teammate, they're in the same class. And they all had to go home and quarantine for the last 2 weeks. Now we're at the tail end of it now, but they've had to stay home for the last 2 weeks because their teacher got got them all sick, quote unquote. I mean, obviously it's nobody's fault, but the way the world is, everybody's like freaking out. And they made the entire class go home for the next 2 weeks in quarantine. So, and they both on the same football team together. Him and Luca, I think, were both center. They're the center for the team, and they took turns being center and I don't know, tight end or cornerback or something as well, I believe. So, hey, what up, Bobby Bob, Bobby Lou Bob, the original Lou Bob, right there, everybody. Don't let the fake, the phony, the poser Robert Lewis, or hold on, wait, Lewis Robert try to tell you different. This is the OG. Original gangster. Right there, Louis Bob. So, yeah. Man, oh man, I'm ready next week to go to a baseball card show. Man, I'm going to be making it rain at the next car show I go to. It'll be like I'm at the club, dropping dollar bills, y'all. Dollar bills, yo, dollar bills up in here. So, yeah. Well, you know, Bob, you can't trust Bob. I mean, you know, he's from that really conservative southern state of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, that they're known for their not being too kindly to those other races of people. Let me find there we go. Oh, Phil. Dude. Yeah, that's the only politics I want to talk about. Hall of Fame 2020, baby. YouTube Hall of Fame. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for that patch. Just call me Patch Adams. That's right there, dude. I'm going to shock the world. I'm shocking the world. It's going to happen. I'm going to have Lady Gaga in my acceptance video. So, man, I can't do them. I can't do those. I can't do that. Whatever you call it, like Facebook group message thing, dude. It's just, there are like too many people say too many inappropriate things in there. I don't want my name associated with. It's too risky for what I do for a living. I can't be associated with some of that stuff that you all say in there. So I'm like I gotta be super careful. So I'm just like, I just like, it's like very, I mean, I feel like I could trust everybody in there, but I just have to be really careful with that kind of stuff. It gets a little bit hairy. I like the Mexicans. I'm voting for somebody 2019 Hall of Fame. Yeah, 2019. Yeah, I'm gonna get in as a compiler. I agree with Victor. I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna just keep compiling videos. I mean, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe probably out of most people in this community that's been here as long as I have, like that 3 year, well, I don't even know if it's since 2017, 18, 19, going on 4 years, that I probably have more videos than most of you guys. So, you know, I'm just saying that. So as far as compiling my stats, I feel like I've done a pretty good job with that. See you later, Bob. Take care. I miss you already, mi brother, mi hermano. Good love. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how many videos I have, but I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos. I saw it just not too long ago and it threw me off. I was like, hold on, wait, I made that many videos, but I made it quite a few. So, and so now that I'm the new and improved Jason 2.0, who knows? The sky's the limit now with my videos. Now that I'm like I said, have a new lease on life. No effort anymore. I love it. I love it. That cracks me up. I am not surprised by that at all, Caesar. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. You cracking me up, dude. And then with all those different heads that you have that you put on, I mean, you don't even know it's you. So you're totally correct. I mean, you could be in the thousands of videos. A little known fact: has anybody ever seen the original Fright Night? The new and improved Jason 2.0 will get into the Hall of Fame. We'll see. We'll see. Time will tell if that actually is the case. Obviously, that is not in my mind why I've changed everything up at all. It didn't even strike me. But somebody brought it to my attention. I won't say who it was. They were like, "Are you trying to do this to get in the Hall of Fame?" And I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "The YouTube Hall of Fame." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, yes." I'm changing my whole approach and my attitude because I'm trying to get into the YouTube Hall of Fame. I'm like, "Are you kidding me, dude?" Like, that is like the last thing on my mind is if I get accepted into that or not. If I get in, great, fine. If I don't, I'll still be who I am regardless. Yeah, from 1985, Yanks fan. So, if you've seen the movie Fright Night, the original, let me turn this down a bit. There is a character on that called Evil Ed. He's Charlie Brewster's best friend in there. Now, his real name is Stephen Jeffries. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio. He did a couple movies that were pretty popular, like in the mid to late 80s, and was pretty well known as kind of like a character actor, so to speak. But then he totally disappeared and had been gone for like 20 years. And then somebody said, because I was really big into the horror movie scene for like decades, I've always been a horror movie fan since the 80s. But I was like running a podcast with a friend of mine where I'm actually doing now. Actually, I'll film a new video or a new recording tomorrow, actually. But him and I did one together about a decade ago. We had like 100 episodes, 40 or 50 episodes, and I was helping run websites and like message boards for years. And people were like, "Do you know whatever happened to Stephen Jeffries?" And I'm like, "Evil Ed?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "No." They're like, he became a gay adult film star. I was like, "What?" I couldn't believe it. And lo and behold, he sure did. He ended up leaving Hollywood and became an adult film star for gay porn. And I was like, what in the world? And so then fast forward to that, about a decade ago, I went to a film convention in Indianapolis. It was called Day of the Dead or Horror Hound, one or the other. And he's there. It was like a Fright Night reunion. And I had to get a picture with him and my Fright Night poster autographed. But I remember thinking, like, dude, here's Evil Ed, and this is the image I have. But then, like, I know this other whole lifestyle, like this old other thing that he does. It was just kind of mind-boggling. You're like, not very many people make that big of a transition, so to speak, from Hollywood character actor, pretty well known, to adult film star. I was like, what in the world? And, you know, he was kind of like, you could tell like he was a little bit gun shy about the whole thing. No pun intended. Because that was the first time I think he'd ever done anything like that in like public for years. And I think he had retired from that business, that bit part of the business. But people were bringing it up, and I just was like, "Oh my gosh, dude, that would be a hard one to get around if they're like when they do the Q&A session." So, Steven, we haven't seen a lot of you in the last 20 years. What have you been up to? It's like, how do I answer that? So, there you all know, Evil Ed, aka Stephen Jeffries, his side hustle was legitly a hustle. So, what are we chugging, Gary? Chug, 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 chug. I'm chugging water, keeping it clean. Oh, poker face. All right, let's go to I'm down just a few more minutes. All right, guys. It looks like I gotta hop off of here. It says I'm down to like 8% remaining, like maybe 15 minutes. I'm going to hop off of here. I didn't realize I only had like maybe half the battery life. Hope everybody had a good time. I know I did. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll be sure to do this again. I'll try to do some more this weekend. But until next time, peace.